What is going on, guys? My name is Jeff, and today I have a commentary for you about E3. I was on so much of a roll doing this last time that I managed to go over the time mark without noticing it, so I'm going to try to compress my information a little bit and just spit it out to you as quickly as possible. So, what am I talking about E3? Why am I talking about E3? You know, why, I guess. Well, this is going to be the biggest E3 in years, but if you don't know what E3 is, it's basically this giant gaming expo that happens every June, biggest event in gaming in the year, and this year's is the biggest in years because of the new console generation. Of course, the new consoles are being revealed at E3 or at simultaneous events to E3, next to E3. You know what I mean? Like those little separate conference rooms with all the press from E3 that's already in town. So, the consoles are awesome. I'm super excited about them. But I'm not as excited about the consoles as I am with the launch titles that are going to be coming out with those consoles. Launch titles I really count as games that are coming out within a year or two of the console's release, so as you go forward, that's just my definition for them. But anyway, that's what I'm really excited about. I will talk a little bit about the consoles, though, first. First up, the Xbox, the next box, you know, the Xbox 8, Xbox Infinity, whatever you want to call it. Looks like it's going to be awesome. There's absolutely nothing confirmed about the next box. Absolutely nothing. Not a name, not even the always online thing that everyone's whining about. But from the rumors, and they seem to be at least partially true, it's looking pretty good. It's rumored to have an 8-core processor. Each processor, or each core itself, is not very powerful, but the fact that it has 8 cores makes it very, very good for games. It's going to make it, you know, you can run 8 lines of code, I think is how it works. Anyway, either way, 8 cores is going to be awesome. I'm not as knowledgeable about that stuff as I should be. It's going to have 8 gigs of RAM. You know, it's going to have tons of stuff. Tons of technical stuff that I don't know enough about to talk about. But, like I said, the rumors look really good, and the game console should be awesome. Of course, there's also the PS4 we know a little bit more about. We know what the controller looks like, and that's basically the only difference. They did confirm that it would be an AMD-produced 8-core processor and AMD graphics, which is kind of cool, but nothing else was really released about it. The controller, however, looks a lot better built than the previous PS3 controller. It still has enough of its DualShock core to make it cool, but the little touchscreen on is a great idea that I'm sure Xbox is going to steal, and, well, they stole from Ouya, but I'm sure it's going to be a common occurrence on the modern console, and it looks like it's going to be awesome. But anyway, like I said, I don't really want to talk about the consoles. I want to talk about the games. There are lots of them, and they're going to be awesome. Just to warn you, I did absolutely no research on any of these games, other than the Respawn one, just because I wanted to get my facts straight. But I didn't look up any games. I didn't find a list of games to be revealed at E3. I just want to talk about what's getting me excited. And looking at, you know, information about it right now. Obviously, I've read articles in the past. But if I'm going out there looking to do a commentary and trying to find information for that commentary, I feel like it corrupts my hype almost. So I'm just going to go out there without looking at any lists online and just say what I'm looking forward to that I know about. So, without further ado, Respawn Entertainment's new IP is my #1 game to look for at E3. If you don't know who Respawn Entertainment is, I don't blame you. Unless you're really deep in the gaming community, you probably wouldn't know. Respawn Entertainment is the core of Infinity Ward that left it Activision in 2010. If you don't remember, there was a huge lawsuit. The 2 founders of Infinity Ward left, and 30-plus developers followed them for millions and millions of dollars. They've settled in court behind the scenes. No one knows the actual numbers from the settlement, but it was by no means a friendly departure. Now, Infinity Ward has gone on to make other games that weren't as good as those original Call of Duties that the old team produced, like Call of Duty 4, MW2, Call of Duty 1, 2, 4, you know, those games. The games that made everyone super, super addicted to the genre in the first place. And the fact that they get to go out and make new games is just awesome. The shell that was left behind did go on to produce MW3, but that game just didn't have the heart to it that MW2 had, that COD 4 had, that COD 2 had. So the fact that the original developers are going on to make a somewhat similar game with a different publisher is awesome. They are signed on to make the IP with EA, which kind of sucks, but they're not owned by EA. They're in the EA Partners program, which means that, you know, EA still has a lot of deciding power, but they don't have as much as if they own the company, like a BioWare or something like that. So, you know, that's a good thing. But the fact that it is published by EA is kind of worrying. The game is known to be a sci-fi shooter, and there have been a couple blurry screenshots released, but that is all we know. And sci-fi shooter doesn't mean anything. I know just saying the word makes you think Halo, but technically the current Call of Duties are sci-fi shooters. So, you know, it could go anywhere. Now, next, just because I don't have enough information, like I said, Respawn Entertainment gets me super hyped about their next game. Second most exciting game, GTA 5. That's got to be predictable. I mean, you listen to my commentaries, obviously I'm not a hard worker, obviously I like having fun, and GTA 4 basically was a characterization of that. You got to mess around, you got to play around, you got to blow shit up. Did I complete the campaign? Absolutely not. Did I care? No. I just sat there and had fun on that game, and I played it for hours and hours and hours, just shooting rockets and blowing crap up and crashing helicopters. You know, the list goes on, and the fact that they're making another one with better graphics, a bigger scope, you know, different world, it's going to be absolutely awesome. It's literally going to be a banger of a game. So, next up, The Field. Because I really can't decide. I'm really excited about Call of Duty Ghosts, the next Call of Duty. You're going to see a lot of information and gameplay at E3 about that. The game, of course, is apparently going to be a post-apocalyptic world. That is not confirmed, but there is confirmed to be a huge plot event that makes you use past weapons. So, you know, that kind of makes me think Apocalypse or, you know, some kind of EMP or nuke. So that's kind of weird. But the fact that they're coming up with something new in terms of story is really cool. So I'm really looking forward to that. Also in the field is Destiny, Bungie's new title. It is an always online shooter. There is no confirmed campaign, although I assume that there's going to be some kind of, almost like the, I forget the name, Spartan Ops, almost like Spartan Ops, where they're going to tell a story and you're going to be, you know, you can do multiplayer, you're going to be compared to other scores and all kinds of stuff. But it is going to be a mostly multiplayer game, and it looks like it's going to be absolutely awesome. Other games I'm really looking forward to are NBA 2K14, which is, of course, NBA 2K14. Can't wait for it. You know, it's basketball, it's new rosters, it's new updates. Hopefully they have Justin Holiday in it, and it should be fun. Of course, there's also Madden and NCAA football, which are always solid games. Past couple Maddens have disappointed me, but they are getting better, and NCAA football is just always an awesome experience to play. There's always gameplay of those two games at E3. They're always, you know, introducing new engines and new physics stuff, so there should be a lot of cool stuff there. Otherwise, we're going to see a lot of launch titles, and don't let these no-name developers and titles surprise you, or, you know, go unnoticed, because when you look at the old like launch titles, look at the original Xbox. I mean, of course, there were the big developers releasing games, but then there was a little game called Fusion Frenzy that came out and took the world by storm. Not really, but it was an awesome game, and it was pretty much a perfect game for that console. And who would have thought of that before the game came out, before the console came out? So keep your eyes on all the little small developers and small games and games I didn't mention in here, because you're bound to see some surprises at E3. I stuttered on that last sentence. Anyway, like I said, keep your eyes out for E3. It's happening in June. The exact date will be in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and, you know, go ahead and click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave a like, leave a comment. Anyway, I'm Jeff. Peace.